You chewing gum?
It's called a mint. Oh. I'm close to you. All right. Hey, how you doing, Keisha?
Hey, Keisha.
All right. Yolanda, how you doing? Robert, what's going on, Robert?
Hey, Jazz. Jazz is our #1 fan.
Oh, that's my cuz right there. How you doing?
We should send Jazz a book.
We should.
Yeah.
Cool.
Jazz, we're going to give you a copy of our book. Hey, Tony.
How's it sound? You hear us okay?
You guys, thanks for tuning in. If you guys could go ahead and share this.
Hey, Tony.
Share this video because this is going to be a really good topic tonight. And we really want you guys to share it so that other people can benefit from what we're talking and they can even weigh in on the conversation because it's always better when you have more people talking.
Yes, please share. Like my wife said, this is going to be a two-way conversation. We do this every other week. So please share this video, this live feed. Just tag a friend or two.
We know, Jazz, you are #1.
Oh, yeah.
You need to get you a Pillow Talk t-shirt, Jazz. So you can represent. People can say, what is that Pillow Talk? And you can say, well, my cousin and his wife have a live show on Facebook where they talk to people about relationship issues.
Hey, Joy, how you doing?
Natasha Adams, that's my line sister.
Oh, yeah.
Theta Kappa in the house. Yes. Yeah.
All right.
Well, we're going to go ahead and get started.
Let's get started.
Because, so, you guys, this is our new time. We decided to take a survey and ask you all what is the best time for you to watch Pillow Talk, because we always get people that say, oh, I want to watch it, but either I was asleep or I was at Bible study or something. So this is going to be our new time on Tuesdays starting at 8:30. 8:30 to 9 o'clock. So you want to tell them what Pillow Talk is and who we are?
Sure. Well, first of all, my name is Lester.
And I'm Monique.
It's my better half, if you will. This is just a phenomenal time to be in love, to be a couple, obviously. Tonight we're going to talk about, are you equally yoked?
Yes.
Again, we're certified marriage mentors, by the way. We're not just making this up. We've done our research. We've polled a few people as well and had a real discussion about this topic. So feel free to chime in. Like I said, this is wide open for discussion. This is not just all about us. We want to help you. If we can make a difference in your relationship and help because maybe this is a topic that you've had before.
Yeah.
See, now you get a chance to hear a third party, such as ourselves, discuss it. So it's going to be okay.
Kaya Swana, I hope I said your name right. Thank you so much for sharing the video. We really appreciate that.
Thank you for the share.
So, like Lester said, we're going to talk about being unequally yoked. And most people think when you're unequally yoked, that means just from a spiritual perspective, which is one of the topics we're going to talk about. But you can also be unequally yoked financially and emotionally.
Yes.
And that can cause issues in a relationship. So, with that, we're going to go ahead and get started. You guys, at any point throughout our conversation, please comment and please, again, share the video. So let's talk about being unequally yoked spiritually. And typically what that can mean, it can look a lot of different ways. It could be, one person is a religious or spiritual person or subscribes to a certain religion and the other person isn't spiritual at all, or perhaps they have a different religion. We have a friend that the wife is Christian and the husband is Muslim. So what do you think are some of the issues that could be created when you are unequally yoked spiritually?
Well, I can speak firsthand to that.
He can.
Yes, I can, because I want to be transparent. Like I said, this is all. Can I be real tonight?
Just be real.
Be real. Okay.
Be real.
This is all about transparency, because I'm sure everyone has kind of struggled with this at some point, or maybe not. But for me, spiritually, I wasn't there when we first met. I was not, we were definitely unequally yoked at that point.
He was unyoked.
I was unyoked. There wasn't a yoke at all. So in terms of, I didn't have a true relationship with the man above or whoever you worship. But I just knew, for me, that had to change very quickly, because when I met my now kids, I saw immediately that they were spiritually grounded. Mm-hmm. And me going in to try to be the head of the household, I had to make some changes, because it probably wouldn't have worked.
It wouldn't have.
It wouldn't have worked. So there's that alone would have probably been a deal breaker.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, I tell people, I never gave him an ultimatum because I just don't believe in grown folks giving other grown folks in a relationship ultimatums. What I did say to him is this is where I'm at. This is what my kids are used to. This is what I'm looking for. And he had the choice to either be that person on his own or not. But one thing I will give you credit for is that I will say that Lester is the spiritual head of our household, and I respect him as that. And he has his own relationship with, we're Christians. He has his own relationship with God. He's not a Christian because he wanted to be my husband and my kid's dad. Like, he didn't do it for me. He grew into his own relationship, and that's what's important, because we can't think that we're going to give people ultimatums and make them into either a Muslim or a Christian or a Buddhist or if you're not religious, like, you can't take someone who has had a spiritual background and make them think you're going to make them and give them an ultimatum to be the way you are.
Can't force it. Like you said, you got to seek in just your own relationship, and it's going to make a big difference. And I tell you guys, it's all good. I mean, like I say, the spiritual journey is all good. So that's definitely an issue if you're unequally yoked in terms of spiritually. You have to find a common ground. You have to. Yeah.
And Marita, thank you for sharing the video. One of the other issues when you're unequally yoked spiritually that can happen is you can have issues with diet and holidays and raising kids. When I say issues, like a difference in opinion in terms of how you do it. One person may not eat pork, and one person might like pork. I have a friend who's Seventh-day Adventist, and Seventh-day Adventists don't eat shellfish. Well, if you're a person and you're a pescatarian or you love shrimp, that can be an issue. So it's important that, those are things that you can work around.
You can work around, yes.
Some of the bigger issues may be raising children and values, because, children are going to imitate what they see their parents do. So if they see you as a person of faith, that's what they most likely will be. But it's hard for kids, and even in relationships, when I know so many women, this is a big issue in relationships where the woman gets up and she goes to church, or she's a person of faith, and maybe the man isn't. And that creates a lot of resentment, and that you're kind of uneven. And so, she's trying to deal with things and balance things from a spiritual perspective, and then the other person isn't, because either they don't have a relationship, or they've stopped being religious, or they don't have faith.
And one of the things you don't want to do, like we talked about it again, is force it, because if you're spiritually at a certain level, if you want to call it levels, and your spouse or whoever is not, don't force it. You keep doing what you're doing. You keep serving whoever you're trying to serve, and going through your motions and strengthening your relationship. The other person either is going to come up to you, or it may not work.
Yeah, and you said something so key. You can't be a hypocrite.
Yeah.
You have to be consistent. If you're saying, well, why don't you go to church with me, and this and that, and you come home and you badger that person, but then you're not living the lifestyle that your faith dictates, or you let that person pull you away, like, well, I'm not going to go to church today, or I'm not going to go to temple today, then you said to that person, it really wasn't that important to me to begin with. So like you said, it is important to keep your faith, but pray and just believe that person will, through watching you and your actions, maybe become a person of faith, and you all can then have that together. But let's move on to the financial piece.
Yeah, absolutely. So financially, this is a big one, guys. We all know the stereotypical thing: men are the breadwinners. But let me just tell you, things have changed nowadays.
Yeah,
a lot of the ladies are holding it down out there.
They're baking the
bread.
bread.
Ladies. So, but to keep it simple, somebody in most cases is going to make more than the other person. That's just a fact. Somebody's going to make more. So how do you handle that? In the case where someone's making, say, 6 figures, and the other person may be making $30,000, does it make you better than that person? Should you talk down to that person? Absolutely not. Because again, it's just at some point you got to financially or you have to communicate and say, hey, babe, lift her up. Or if the man is not making as much money, lift him up, because the goal should be all going into one pot, right? One household.
That's a whole other pillow talk. Yes, it should go into one pot, or maybe it doesn't. Maybe you have 3 pots.
But just know financially, it's money, And if y'all are a team, y'all are a team.
And one of the things you said, I'm not picking, you said, you lift that other person if they make less money than you. Sometimes it really may not be an issue of making less money than you. Like one of my friends and I, we were talking about this issue because I think, and then we'll get to this, I think maybe for men, sometimes maybe it's more of an issue that the woman is, I don't know, maybe it's an issue for you all. You all don't want a woman to make more money than you or not, or you want, if you make a lot of money as a man, you want one that's successful. But I think a lot of women, you can have professional level women that have blue collar husbands. Like I could be the CEO, I could be a principal, whatever, and my husband may be a plumber or an electrician. And now we know that some of them make really good money. But my husband may be a blue collar worker. He may be maybe he works on a trash truck.
Sure.
And so I don't have to lift him up. That is what it is. That is his job, and accept it. But do you think that as a man, like we're both educated, would you have well, I guess y'all, because there's been a time where I wasn't making like anywhere close to six figures. Like when we first got married, I was making good money. So do you think an issue for men is that more of like they want women to be kind of on their same financial level? Or do you think that men in general, not you, which y'all talk about in the barbershop, want a woman like if I'm going to be bringing home six figures, I want her to bring home six figures because, they want them equally yoked financially.
That's kind
most
of
men.
Yeah.
We're talking about men in general. I'm asking you.
Again, this is my opinion, guys. This is my opinion. I think most men would want a woman that's just holding her own. Like I said, if I'm making $75,000 and she's making 50, 60. I mean, I'm just not that picky. I mean, I want her to hold her own. I want her to make enough so that if something were to happen, say financially, say one of the other income goes away, then we'll be okay. Because a lot of times, if you have somebody making six figures and another person making 30,000, what happens if the breadwinner, something happens to his job?
Right.
You got a problem.
Right.
So I think a guy would answer, just make enough to just kind of carry on. She may buy some groceries or take care of the basic necessities, utilities if need be.
Yeah. Well, you guys, we would love to have you weigh in. I see a lot of men. We see our cousin Rossi is on here watching. Men, I asked Lester to kind of speak for you all, but he still kind of can't help but have his belief about
my
things.
Opinion.
Right. So how do the men and women out there feel about being sort of unequally yoked, whatever, financially, if the woman makes more money than the man, or with careers, or even educationally?
Yeah.
Right. Spiritually, educationally, you have one that's really, really educated and one that maybe is not as educated. Is that an issue in relationships? If you're married, obviously that's something different. But even if you're dating or even if you're single, have you all found that that's an issue, is finding someone that is your counterpart or that is equally yoked to you spiritually or financially or in terms of their education? Because, again, a thing with finances could be when it comes time for making decisions about the finances. Well, the person who makes more money may say, well, no, this is how we're going to do it. Because, I'm making most of the money and you don't really have as much of a say-so because, you're not making as much money. So,
and I do think that's probably a common problem out there with one way or the other, the man or the woman. If someone is making primarily the breadwinner, say it's like 100,000, say the other person making 20,000, it's almost like it's assumed power there.
Right.
Because I'm making this kind of money, or he or she's making this kind of money, it's my way. And like you said, that can definitely be a problem and turn off for a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, another way that we see a lot of times in relationships and talking to people when people are unequally yoked is emotionally. And what we mean by that is that one person may be like all in, I'm in love with you, like this is forever. And then the other person may be, he just left me hanging on that one.
Maybe.
Well, a lot of times women are the ones that are like, oh, I'm in love and we're going to, get married and that's my boo. And the men are kind of like, Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Come on, we talked about this, how sometimes we have our conversations when a woman is like, well, I think we're going to be together. I'm going to kind of make this work. And, we talked about this before with how men process things differently from how women process things. And so if a woman, a lot of times when women are really into it emotionally and they want to be there.
We may not be there.
Right.
That's the bottom line. We may not be there. A lot of times women are already 5 steps ahead of us when it comes to relationships. They just emotionally already sucked in way too deep just from minimal conversations, minimal actions. You way in left field. So with men, we're going to be like, okay, all right. But you get emotionally you get attached just from us being together on a regular basis. But unfortunately, ladies, I gotta talk to you.
Yeah. Give them some pointers on what they should do so that they don't become unequally yoked so early. Like, what is some,
It's really tough because everybody's different. I mean, I can't really guide you or stop. You can't stop your heart. Put it that way. You can't stop your heart from feeling the way it's going to feel. But I can say just be careful with the typical guy if you're out there in the game.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What are some things they should not do? Like if you were talking to our daughter or you were talking to like our niece or your sister and you're saying, look, these are the things that you don't do so that you don't end up in a situation where the guy is just receiving and you're giving. Like we want some of that nitty gritty. We want to know.
But you just said some key stuff right there. If you're always giving and giving, you said a key, that was really key.
But we talked before about what are some things that women should not do. Like, what are the things we should not do earlier in a relationship? Like, you say women always want to, like, fix dinner, invite them over and do this and that. And then the man is like, oh, okay, if you're going to feed me, I'm going to come over and eat.
Well, but again, I know we talk about it. It's kind of tough because
it's man code.
No, I'm just saying is when women, that's what they do. If I invite you over, 9 times out of 10, the woman's probably gonna want to jump in the kitchen, at some point. So you're just being you. I mean, you're just kind of being you. I don't think it's a wrong thing. You just can't do too much of that too soon.
What is too much too soon? Help the ladies watching out here. What is too much too soon?
You really trying
to wheel them in, y'all.
Help me out, men. Help me out. What's too soon?
The men, everybody quiet tonight.
I know.
You guys are quiet. Real quiet.
They put it all on me. I don't know why.
We must be in somebody's business.
They're putting it all on me tonight. But what's too much? Well, if you again, I'm gonna use me again for example. I invite you over, and every time you come over, you just want to just be like you're my wife. You're not. I'm just starting to see you, starting to date a little bit, but you're coming in, leaving clothes, or planting clothes in the drawer, whatever it may be. Next time I know I go in the bathroom, I see a robe hanging up. I'm like, well, when do we even discuss you leaving something here? Or
but men sometimes come and y'all want to leave stuff, right? Do y'all leave? Y'all leave stuff?
But here's the thing, y'all allow it. You see, it all goes back to guys and ladies. If you allow something to happen, because a lot of times you're being tested, on both ends. You've been tested. I'm gonna drop something here and see if you're gonna call and say, hey, you know what?
You left your shoes here. I need you to come get them. I'm gonna set them outside the door.
I'm gonna tell you what men. I'm going deep now. With men, we just like an animal. We're gonna mark our territory. See, we're gonna mark our territory by leaving something. I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it right there. But women do the same thing. So women do the same thing. What's that? Too much is relative. See, I agree.
It's relative to each person.
See, everybody's different. There you go. Thank you, Jill. Help me out.
Yeah. I was trying to get them, ladies. I was trying to get them to spill a little bit.
Help me out.
What about if, a lot of times when you're unequally yoked emotionally, one person can be very affectionate and the other person may not be as affectionate. And I think, last night we have a little slight confession. Like, The Bachelor might have been on for a little bit, Bachelorette, and we might have watched a little bit of it. But it was a situation where the guy was saying, I'm nervous for you to come home and meet my family because of the upbringing that I had. And so, a lot of times people's upbringings and experiences can make them be a certain way. But we have a comment. I'm enjoying what you're saying. We feel as men, we should be a little more patient, and women should not allow us to do certain things. We can become pushy sometimes when it's a person's want and want and desire. So men can become a little pushy, or women become a little pushy.
Women.
Oh,
yeah. So
okay.
And you see, he said patience. See, just with us, you just gotta let things kind of happen a little slower, because I'm telling you, I can't speak for Lester. I can't speak for everybody. I just know with women, they can sometimes go from 0 to 100 very quickly. Because again, case in point, I'm just gonna throw it out there. Just say if someone has a house or apartment, whatever it may be, and the guy's single. As a woman, you come in, you immediately see yourself as, man, I can decorate this place, I can do this, I can do that, and before you know it, in our eyes, we're like, hold up, you already planning to decorate my house, and it's your first time coming over here.
I just need you to get the paper curtains out the window. I'm not trying to move in. I just need you to get the paper little blinds out the window after being there 3 or 4 years.
That's my spot. That's my pad. Yeah. Don't come in there trying to rearrange things. We haven't
had
this
need your furniture to match, maybe to have 2 forks and 2 plates, something like that. It's not trying.
I see you. Give me a pound, Pierre. I got you.
Jules said it goes both ways. Most women are nurturers by nature, but there are some men who are also. And Jules, that's true. Like I will say, you are very nurturing. Yeah. And I think for us, and you said like not to move too fast, and that's true. But then it's hard sometimes to know like what is the right pace.
It's true.
Because sometimes a man's pace, or even now, it's 2017, the woman's pace may be like, because you have a friend like that. I ain't gonna call no names. But you have a friend, and his nose is like open. And the girl is just like, I'll tell you who it is on camera.
Okay,
yeah.
All right.
But to the tables, and so, it's just always interesting to hear a little bit of that situation, because now I see the man who is like really going after this woman, and she's younger. Maybe that'll give you a hint who I'm talking about. He's not going to say anything because he don't want his friend to.
Let's move on. See?
Right, we're going to move. Yeah. Anyway, so the man, the woman may say, let's slow down. And so sometimes, Keisha said, sometimes men would lead a woman on. That's true. And so
good point, Keisha.
I'm going slow, but we stayed at 15 miles per hour for 2 years now.
Well, going back to what Jules said earlier, it's every situation is different. Obviously, it's kind of tough. It's a tough situation, but just know that. I just know, I can only speak for Lester's experience. In most cases, people or women, they kind of go too far, too fast, and emotionally get attached just too quick. And just in my experience, it's not a good thing, because as a man, sometimes we feel like, okay, we got him already. We already got him. And for us, it's no fun. It's no fun already. If we know we got you in the first week or two, we already got your brain messed up. It's no fun for us. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys, ladies. It's no fun, because we like to hunt. That's what we do. Men like to hunt.
Too much too soon is no fun.
Yeah, no fun.
So, Keisha, one of the things you said, like one of the ways to avoid some of these issues is that communication is really important, especially when it comes to differences and potential issues. Like you gotta talk, you have to communicate and say like, look, I want to be in a long-term relationship, or look, I go to church, or look, I'm about making money. Like I want to be successful. I want to contribute towards a retirement. And have that conversation, because some people are like, you know what, I'm just fine, I'm just fine being at the barbershop just cutting hair every day. And that's what they want to do.
And also set goals. Set your goals. I mean, even from a spiritual standpoint, you set goals. Maybe you want to start going. Maybe you have 2 people that don't even go to church or whatever it may be. Set a goal. Let's start going once a month. Just start somewhere. But make it a goal and start, getting that spirituality going. And financially, set goals. I mean, maybe this year things are kind of tight, but set financial goals. I mean, have goals in terms of who's going to pay what bills. Set a budget. All that stuff comes into play.
Pierre said, give us a challenge. The way we start, we should finish. Don't get too comfortable too quickly. And that's true. And I think that's on both sides. But see, we as women, we have to not let the men, it's not about playing games, but we can't let them get too comfortable too quickly. Because like Lester already said, now they didn't caught you, they got you in a trap. It's no chase, it's no fun. And I think people can take you for granted, men and women, when it becomes too easy. But Keisha said, I agree, I'm happily married, but I do see some of my friends go through this where the guy's leading them on but doesn't want to commit.
Yeah.
And you know, that's true.
Yeah, that's true. But see, again, it goes back to the woman. You have a choice because women see those danger signs, but they ignore them. We talked about that.
Yeah.
The danger signs are already just plastered all over his face. But you continue to hope and pray that this guy's going to be different or change. Trust me, that's him.
Yeah. I think as a woman, we are spiritually and emotionally and mentally like very in tune to things. I think that's just how we were made. And like you said, I think a lot of times we see those situations, but for whatever reason, we choose to ignore them and think that things are going to change, they're going to go away, and it just doesn't happen. But it's important also that you compromise. You know, like it can't be it's my way or no way, or I'm just not, you know, because I want to be with this person, I'm just going to, you know, put my beliefs and my desires on the back burner and not do anything. Just, you know, I'm just going to let him go because he isn't ready or she isn't ready.
Well, like I said, we can go on and on and on about this topic. As you can see, this is a good topic. So please share this out. Please tag a friend, because trust me, someone is having this conversation right now, or has had this conversation with no resolve. So again, it's always good to hear a third party, such as ourselves, just a married couple that been there, done that. Yeah. You know, you got a man and woman talking. This is real, and so, you know, and again, it's just sometimes it's just good to hear from someone else.
Yeah, and ultimately, you know, finally, you can communicate, you can set goals, you can try to compromise, but at the end of the day, you have to know when it's okay to say, you know what, we gotta walk away.
It ain't working.
I gotta walk away. It's not gonna work. Now, we're not talking about so much like in a marriage.
Marriage is a little different, yeah.
You know, that's a little different. But in like when you're dating, early dating, been dating for a little bit, long-term dating, if it seems like what your desires and wants are not lining up like they should be like this, you have to not be afraid to walk away from the relationship.
And you just said something key. I'm gonna wrap it up. The rules of engagement are different when it comes to marriage and not being married. So like you said, the rules are a little different in terms of when you can walk away. Right. Because marriage, you shouldn't walk away. But
it's going to cost a little more.
It's going to cost a little more. It's going to be a little more painful. So it's a process. Yeah. And you're going to hurt more people than just you and that person. So just be mindful of that. Prior to getting married, you know, a lot of things we talked about tonight, you can get out of that. Yeah. Really easy. But for women, this tip, you know, if a guy's showing you some signs of some of the things we talked about, and you're not married, what are you waiting for? Yeah. Because you're not going to change that grown man.
Yeah. And really it comes down to, it's about love. Yep. Love yourself enough to know that you're not going to settle, you're not going to compromise, you're not going to change and start becoming or not becoming someone that you feel very passionate about. And love that person enough to let them go. Yep. Let them go be with someone else, because there could be someone else that they are better suited for, and it's not you. Someone else that may have the same goals and values, whether high or low. You know, love them enough to kind of let it go.
And I agree, Jewel. Like I said, she has choices. That's what we've been saying. Ladies, you have a choice. Men, you have a choice. Don't settle. Yeah. Because marriage is forever. To death do us part.
To death.
You got to lock it in.
I always tell him every day that he wakes up, I'm going to be right there. Every day that he wakes up for the rest of his life. And you want to read what Pierre said?
He said, myself, I don't mind committing. This is Pierre said. He don't mind committing at all. I actually don't mind submitting either. Marriage is cool. It has ups and downs, but it's a large part of maturity that takes place during the growth process. And I so agree, my man, Pierre. Like you said, with marriage, you're going to grow. There is no simple answer. You get married and everything is fixed. You're going to have to mature in a lot of ways. And that's what I can honestly say we've done. You know, we've matured in a lot of ways. It's just some things just don't bother us. We know at the end of the day, she's not going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere.
He can't go anywhere.
Get over it.
I'm not letting him.
You know, so, and you're going to have disagreements, but, you know, it's like you said, it's how you handle it. Yeah. You know, you realize it's just not worth all the 10 days of being mad and all that stuff, because she can't go stay nowhere else and staying here.
I'm not going to go stay someplace. It's not that I can't. I'm not. And that's true, Pierre. You know, we need to definitely keep men lifted. And, you know, so we just want to thank you guys for tuning in tonight. It's always fun to come on here and talk to you guys. Now, we typically do it every other Tuesday. We will not be doing it Tuesday after next, because I will be in Roanoke taking the bar exam.
Yes.
So I
Please
just ask
pray.
that all of you out there, please keep
Pray.
me lifted in prayer.
Yes.
To get through this exam, and we'll come back, and we're excited. We have a lot of great things planned for us with Pillow Talk. If you'd love to have one of our Pillow Talk t-shirts, just either message Lester. I'll be back on Facebook probably the Wednesday after the bar exam. But definitely either comment below or message Lester. We have our Pillow Talk t-shirts. We also have one in a...
Well, also, you look above in our text. Go to our website if you want to request a topic.
Yes.
Because, again, we're getting so many requests for topics that I can't keep track of them. So now you can go to our website. The link is right above, balancedloveandbusiness.com, and request a topic. And, again, just for requesting a topic, if we select yours, you get either a free t-shirt or a free book.
Yes. Thank you, sis. Thank you, Pat, for saying I got this. And, again, like you said, go to the website and request us. And also if you want a t-shirt. So we just want to thank you guys for tuning in. And remember, everybody needs a little
Pillow Talk.
The t-shirts are $22.
Free shipping.
Small, medium, and large. You don't have to pay shipping. Yeah, so we have the beautiful matte red lips. Y'all outvoted me on that one. And then we have the nice pink t-shirt with the
that one just came in.
Glitter lips, just hot off the press today. Our good friend Cassandra Murphy has her own business. We really believe in supporting small businesses, especially minority and women-owned businesses. We got a lot coming with Pillow Talk. So, we're looking forward to really growing this platform.
And I put it out there. We're definitely partnering with other people to promote. Because, again, we help you, you help us. That's how we're going to do it. So we're looking forward to anybody who wants to partner with us. Again, reach out to me.
Yeah. So, again, remember, everybody needs a little pillow talk in their life. Good night, you guys.
Good night.